Hello and welcome to part 1 of my very first assignment for this unit, the development and history of animation and film. The subject I have chosen is an animated full-length feature called The Black Cauldron. The Black Cauldron was produced by Walt Disney Pictures or Walt Disney Entertainment in association with the Silver Screen Partners too. The reason I chose The Black Cauldron is because it brings back many fond memories that I have. When I was a kid, I remember sitting on the lounge watching The Black Cauldron for the first time. And it was terrifying, but at the same time, I found it very intriguing. I was also so interested in the way that was put together. The textures, the contrast, the shadows. It was like a work of art. Some bits were very high contrast, other bits were very dark and morbid. At the time, I thought that was such an intriguing thing that I would watch it over and over and over. Many times I've watched it. Each time I have developed a sense of direction of where they were trying to take me, the people that produced it. The Black Cauldron tells the tale of a young man named Taran. Taran has this pig named Henwin that has a magical gift.
Especially for you.
And he can tell the location of a black magic cauldron that can give special powers to whoever possesses it. But what happens is the Horned King, which is a very, very evil nemesis, finds out about the Black Cauldron and Taran's pig's ability to locate it. So throughout the story, Taran is planning on destroying the Black Cauldron when he finds it using Henwin's help, but the Horned King wants to find the pig to use him to find the Black Cauldron himself. He wants the Black Cauldron and his power to raise his army of dead soldiers so he can take over the world. But what Taran doesn't know until later on within this movie is that the Black Cauldron can't be destroyed. So he sets out to try and stop the Horned King from getting the Black Cauldron when he finds out. Now, on this journey, he meets many interesting characters. You got Gurgi. Gurgi is a furry creature with many famous catchphrases that people still talk about to this day. He's a funny, lovable character.
Give it back. I warn you. Come on. Come on, the apple, let's have it. You horrible, greedy thing. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, poor miserable Gurgi deserves fierce smackings and whackings on his poor tender head. I was left with no munchings and crunching.
And then you got the princess, Elwyn. Elwyn is very wild and free-spirited. She was captured by the Horned King, but she escapes with Taran.
They're almost finished, Luda. It's not too good, but it'll hold for a while. It would be better to sing of our heroic escape. Weren't you a bit frightened, Fluda?
A flam frightened?
I wasn't.
Ouch! Not afraid. Why, we were running for our lives.
Well, I got us out of the castle, didn't I?
Phew! I'd say it was the sword's magic.
It takes a great warrior to handle a sword like this.
But still, it is a magic sword.
Ha! What does a girl know about swords?
Girl? Girl? If it weren't for this girl, you would still be in the Horned King's dungeon. At least I don't keep talking about it forever. Oh, you're so so boring. How dare you take his side?
Didn't mean to interfere.
When The Black Cauldron was finished production, Disney decided to have a private viewing for some members of the public. Some kids came running out of the theatre crying alongside their angry parents that were mortified by some of the content. You see, The Black Cauldron had some really dark graphic violence for that time era. And because of this, Disney had no choice but to take it back to the studio and start dissecting the production of the movie, start pulling it apart and cutting bits and pieces out. This made a very tedious and hard job for the animators, and it delayed the film by about 2 years and created a lot of problems with budget as it went way over the expected amount. Now, doing all the cutting and re-releasing it in 1985, it ended up getting a PG rating. This was the first Disney film to ever have a PG rating, and some people believe that if they didn't cut bits out, it could have even made it to an R rating. Now, this caused a lot of controversy. The Black Cauldron was also the first animated film by Walt Disney that used CGI mixed with traditional type of hand-drawn on the 70mm prints. They create the prints on 70mm to make it wider, which creates so much more work for the animators. It was a very difficult task to ask for them back at the time. They also used CGI in conjunction with the traditional method of using a multi-plane camera. The results were spectacular. It was new to everyone, and it also advanced the technology in many ways.